Now with the mathematics of reality, and when you're dealing with the equations of equality, understand the following. You're going to have to let go of the variables of assumption and work with the variables of certainty. The variables of certainty works in the number one and is about physical oneness. That means you're dealing with one child plus another child plus another child, so 1 plus 1 plus 1. You work with one stomach at a time. You work with one place to live at a time. One person to support physically in the world. And everything that is of assumption, which means it is of uncertainty and therefore can be deceptive in nature and can be manipulated, is not valid when you deal with physical oneness, like for instance intellect, religion, spirit, belief, any value that is not one equals one in the physical reality, and that can be given values that is debatable, is not valid within the principle of equality and is not valid within the principles of life, because they are open to be abused and it is open for deception. And anyone that defends variables of uncertainty, variables of that can be deceptive in nature, must be re-educated to physical oneness, because they have lost touch with reality and has entered the realms of uncertainty, and that uncertainty is not recommended because it is not best for all. What is best for all is physical oneness, where there is no variable. You have one person plus one person plus one person, and every person in the world is one. One equals one. Every person in the world is equal. Every child in the world is equal. They have all equal rights. This is what real equal rights is in the physical reality. We are all on one earth. There is no two earths. There is only one. But in the variables of assumption, they will claim that there is a parallel earth. That is debatable. That is uncertain. That is assumption. And that is open for deception. And is thus irrelevant when it comes to the management of the physical, the management of the earth, and the principles of the earth that is relevant to the physical. 1 plus 1 equals 2.
Now let's put this into perspective. What are variables of certainty? They are those physical guidelines in which we all share, which show us our equality, where we are all one. As one being is equal to another being, thus 1 plus 1 equals 2. They are the physical requirement to eat, to drink water, to have shelter, the basic principles in which we all must consider in order to exist here. What are variables of assumption, uncertainty? As Bernard has given examples of religion and spirit and the idea of parallel worlds, to say that there is a God, that there is heaven, that there is spirit and a soul, life after death, all of these points exist within beliefs, assumptions, ideas, which are not in fact proven and thus lead to the abuse of what is actually here, which is the physical. We can see in the world that through our beliefs and assumptions, we allow the physical to be disregarded, as not all children have food. Not all people have equal ways to support themselves in this world. Even though it's plain to see we are all one, we do not give honor to this principle and instead value our personal beliefs and assumptions. Why is this deceptive? Because we give ourselves excuses to not find solutions to this world. We accept the nature of this world and believe we all have the right to assume whatever we want in this world. The quote, "You have the right to your opinion," is a prime example of how variables of uncertainty is abusive and deceptive, because we value opinions over what is mathematically proven to be real. You can argue opinions, you can debate opinions. What is best for all is not debatable. All are equal and all are one. So stick to the reality of certainty. We require specifics in this world to exist, and it is the same for all equally, the basics. So now it's time to give to all this equal point, to support all within this equal point, as we are then living equal to all as one. Suffering, starvation, abuse, crime can no longer exist when the basic equal rights are honored. Stick to what is here. Deal with what is here. Stop the beliefs and assumptions that keep us entertained and blinded to what is actually going on. Time to get back to the physical reality. It's time to wake up.